Hello you beautiful people, and welcome back to another Hiker Plays video. Today we are on Black Clover and it's time to talk tier lists. Now, I'm sure every single one of you at this point have seen tier lists for the game. Today we're going to be particularly talking about the PvP tier list, and there is a specific reason as to why we're talking about the PvP tier list. Mostly because, and I will just cover this quickly, the PvE tier list is really only important until you get to the point where you can clear everything. So once you can clear what you need to clear, the PvE tier list sort of goes down the drain, and it's going to be mostly PvP focused. So if you've already built your red team clears, so your red dungeon clears, you should be able to now push on to start to build those PvP units and start pushing up that PvP ladder. So, if you are stuck on PvE, go check out the Red Dungeon guide that I have put out a few days ago. I will try and link it somewhere in this video. Go check that out if you are stuck. If not, let's move on to PvP. So, the top PvP units right now in the game are Asta. If you guys are playing PvP, you know that this Red Asta is a pain. His double attacks are absolutely annoying and super hard to deal with most of the time. Of course, most of us are running Blue Yami, and that does kind of counter Red Asta, but for the most part, he is just way too strong. Now, Finral is another one that's super good in the S plus tier, and is going to continue to be there later on in the game as well. So he's one of those units that you probably should be working on, and just, you know, putting a ton of speed on, because he is absolutely a fiend. Mimosa, I mean, I think she speaks for herself. The res in PvP is absolutely phenomenal. And if you build her quite tanky, she's really hard to deal with, which means your team is going to stay alive, you're going to be rezzing, and if you partner up with someone like Radis as well, who then provides shields, she could be a real pain to get rid of. And again, moving straight on to Radis, I mean, I think the man speaks for himself. He is a absolute demon in PvP. I think he might be the best tank in PvP. I mean, I don't have Mars, but I will be real, Radis is absolutely ridiculous. Valtos, this is a guy that's really slept on. I see a lot of players, I know he's S plus in the tier list, but I see a lot of players literally sleeping on him. And guys, we do have Noelle coming out in a couple of days. So, this swimsuit Noelle is coming out in a couple of days. She's going to be absolutely elite in both PvP and PvE. And guess what? She scales off barriers. So if you have a good team that starts doing barriers, someone like Valtos could be really clutch. So you do want someone like Valtos in that team. I think he's someone you guys should be working on, and definitely gearing up, getting ready for PvP there. Lotus and Mars, I think they both speak for themselves. They are probably the best PvP units in the game. Maybe not PvP as much, but definitely PvE. And, you know, if you have both of them, well done to you, because they partner up way too well. And William Vengeance, I mean, absolutely solid unit. Not a must-have. I don't know if I'd put him in the S plus tier. I think I'd probably put him down a tad, but is very good still. And then in that second tier, guys, we do have a banner coming out for Lich, Raya, Fana, and Veto next week. And I know these guys are in the S tier. But in reality, boys, we need to think a few steps ahead. So if we go over to the PvP tier list here, or I've clicked the PvE one, if we go into the PvP tier list here, you know Swimsuit Noelle is coming out. That is someone we should be investing in. I know Fana is up there, but, boys, Noelle, forgetting, like, with Noelle and Julius coming out is what I was going to say. We want to be saving all our summons for Julius and Noelle. They're going to be that much better than Fana, I promise you. Plus, that's not the same Fana. The Fana that we're getting is actually further down. There she is. So it's also worth noting that there are two different Fanas. So, I would be saving for Julius, I'd be saving for Noelle, especially if you're PvP focused, because they are going to be very pivotal characters. Both of them are fantastic in PvE as well, so super worth it. In terms of units you should be working on, you can see Valtos, Finral, absolutely still up there. You can see Lotus and Mars are still up there. So you should be working, if you're PvP focused, Mimosa, Valtos, Mars, Lotus, Finral, these guys are the guys you should be continuing with. Swimsuit Noelle is a must-have, and Julius is just a must-have. If you can get your hands on a Radis, absolutely work on him as well. They are like your core, and then as you come further down, you'll see a few other people that you will still recognize. Someone like Charlotte, someone like Asta, who do fall down massively in the tier list, but not because they're terrible, it's just, you know, they are sort of outclassed with some of the newer characters as they come out. So, I wouldn't be too upset if you worked on some of the other guys up there. Think about how you want to build Noelle, and think about how you want to build the team around her. She does work with barriers, so can you get a bunch of barriers in so she's always counter-attacking? You want to just give her as much magical power attack as you can, and then let her counter-attack to oblivion. But guys, really, your focus should be on these PvP units. I am going to quickly show you this tier list from top to bottom, so you can get up to, say, we'll just cover all of B tier as well. These are the sort of characters you want to be working on. Personally, I wouldn't really touch anyone sort of B or below, because they're going to come out of meta very, very quickly, especially with how fast our, seasons are moving. I would say anyone in that, S plus to S tier is worth working on. I would sort of caveat that I wouldn't be pulling for Lich, Dry, or Fana, unless, you're a super whale and you just want copies of them, fair enough. But I won't be pulling for them personally, and yeah, I mean, I would work on anyone sort of up here. And yeah, don't sleep on Valtos, don't sleep on Finral. I just wanted to put a quick video out, just looking into this. Boys, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!